Hello and welcome to Three Dudes and a Lady. Join us for a little inspiration, a little motivation, and perhaps a way to cope with your day. I am Mike from Virginia. My gratitude this morning is for fond memories of family.
And good morning, folks. My name is Earl Rule, hailing from the beautiful state of North Carolina. And my gratitude for this morning is self-care.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jay Anderson, yielding from the wild, wonderful state of West Virginia. My gratitude is, believe it or not, for the internet, trying to learn what these terms mean. I'll explain later.
Hey guys, I am Christine Wright, hailing out of the great state of Florida, and my gratitude is for fasting. Today, Jay Shetty talked about empathy versus compassion, right? Um, when people are struggling, compassion can help, right? When we experience empathy, we feel what others are feeling. When we experience compassion, we feel for someone instead of with them, right? We're on the outside looking in. And scientists always thought that both the emotions lived in the same way, right? And usually when we hear empathy and compassion, we think of the same thing, typically. I mean, I do. And then he talked about a monk, I think he was a monk, Matthew Ricard. I guess he was really good at meditation. And he did this brain scan thing while he was meditating. And he meditated both on empathy and compassion, where empathy showed it activated pain and compassion actually activated the connection part of our brain, right? So empathy causes pain. So to avoid that pain, we may look away from that person, like on the street, right? We see a homeless person, we have empathy, we may look away instead of focusing on them, right? When we focus on the other person, we can actually provide more assistance for them. He brought up going into observer mode and watching a movie instead of acting in it, right? He also brought up hospital workers that felt empathy would get burnout faster compared to others who did not, right? When we place ourselves on the outside of others, we protect ourselves from burnout. Compassion is the key. This was I don't know. I have a hard time deciphering between the two. Even after he talked about it, I still have a hard time deciphering, like, is it empathy or is it compassion? Like, I don't know. I don't even know which one I lean towards more.
I fair to say, I myself have probably misused both of these words in my vocabulary,
Oh, for
thinking
sure.
different different meanings. Uh, Before we get started, I did look up these two words, okay? And actually, Christine, you said what it means right in the very beginning of talking about this. So empathy, the definition is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. So, like you said earlier, you're partaking in their feelings.
Yeah.
So there becomes a load on you because you're taking on their feelings as well. Okay. That's empathy. Compassion is a sympathetic pity and concern for the suffering or misfortunes of others. So compassion is that you show or feel for others, but you don't share their feelings. You don't take the burden on.
Right.
So I'm still not so sure that I might jumble the definitions up in future contexts when I say the word empathy or compassion.
Oh, for sure.
But I think it gives a little bit better state on it. Earl, what's your thoughts?
I'll make sure my microphone's on.
It is. We hear you.
Okay, thank you. This one actually is a tough one for me because and with empathy and compassion, I think this one really ties into how we really feel about certain situations and how about the people, if that makes any sense. I'm as I was listening to Jay Shetty, trying to soak it in. it to me it felt like a two-way street. I don't know. Let me just jump the rope here. Mike Jones, what are your feelings about this one?
Uh, my initial thought when he was talking about the study that was determined that they were firing neurons in different parts of your brain, right?
Mhm.
Brain is a wonderful thing. It
It
is
is.
designed to protect us. And too much pain, we go we could go down a deep hole, right? So I think, we say space is the final frontier. I really think the brain is. It's still not completely understood.
No, there's no way. It's too,
Bringing some Star Trek into this
yeah,
equation.
Absolutely. Why not?
that's awesome. But yes, the brain is definitely powerful and more powerful than we'll ever know, right? I
I,
think anyway. Unless Elon Musk makes something up.
I think, Mike, you're bringing in an important statement by saying that, because it is important to know that the brain is meant to protect our own selves. The thing of it is, if you've ever had to deal with autoimmune diseases, it's hard to distinguish one disease from another within that classification. Reason being is there's so many symptoms that parallel one another that can go down the road. And this is what makes me think of that, these two words. Because again, I venture to say that I've misused empathy probably 90% of the time when I speak the word, and possibly the same with compassion. It's interesting. This is 2 days in a row that Jay Shetty has thrown out some curveballs to me that it's made me really put thought into it. So it's evident to me that the intention is to provoke thought on these subjects. 2 days in a row, he's made the comment, it's really about self-awareness. He has said that 2 days in a row. So I think it's interesting on these, and Earl, you're right. You can jumble this up. You can, this is not a subject that is clear cut and defined. And I
Well,
think I say that because it depends on what's in front of you.
Here's a question, and it might be different for all of us. Which of the two is going to drive you to take action quicker, empathy or compassion?
To drive you to what?
Take action,
To take action.
do something about it,
I have no idea.
or try to fix it.
I don't know. I really don't. Because like I said, and I get like, I don't even know which one I lean towards more. Like, if it's compassion or empathy, I have no idea.
I would,
Or
I
maybe
would,
neither of them. Maybe I
by,
don't lean towards either of them.
by definition, I feel like empathy would drive me to take action quickly.
Because it's
However,
causing you pain.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
don't know it, but it's causing you pain based on what he's just told us.
by definition, I would say that.
Yeah.
The crazy part is I feel like I'm a very compassionate person. Now, having said that,
Are you sure it's compassion and not empathy?
there's the question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
I don't
don't
know
know.
either. Like, I don't even, I have no idea. Like, this is I'm stumped, like completely. I am. I don't, because
There
I,
is no winner chicken dinner on this topic, I don't believe.
no. Earl, do you
Earl,
know which one you lean towards?
I, uh,
Hmm?
Earl.
go ahead, Earl.
I'm trying to. I have something I want to say, and I'm trying to compose it to like one or two sentences. What I want to say is, I think on this earth we are trying to be compassionate to others, to give to others, but at the same time, we need to have compassion for ourselves, be defensive and not to give too much. I think, and there's the empathetic side, if I said that correctly. I'm botching up my words this morning. Um, to give empathy, you know, that to me, and I could be wrong on this. I could really botch this one up. Is it sometimes we go down a two-way street with this one, with the empathetic side, because it all depends on how we look at our surroundings, our people who we are being, empathizing with, to you know, to help our we have to first learn to help ourselves before we help others. And giving a little compassion, I feel, is okay. I mean, we are taught to do that, but we have to be compassionate to ourselves before we be compassionate with others. Guys, you can throw some constructive criticism on this one. Just
I,
whatever.
I'm not so sure that constructive criticism can really take place on this. Because
I think we're all
let,
stumped.
let me let me throw this
Mhm.
at you. Earl, let's pretend you and I are standing side by side on the street. Okay.
Okay.
We just been having a normal conversation and we're walking along and we stumble up an individual leaning up against the building. He's sitting down. We'll use a heave just for argument's sake here. He's sitting down. He's a little incoherent and all that. One of us may have empathy towards that person and the other may have compassion, meaning me and you, Earl, looking at this person. That's why I say I think it depends on who you are and what's on the other side of what it is that we're having this feeling towards. One of us may think that I share this guy's pain and man, it hurts me to the core to see him go through this. Then another one might have compassion and say, we need to give this person a break. Here's $2, $3, $5, whatever. It doesn't matter. And it's an interesting thing because these two words are very subjective to each of us as individuals.
In situations, I think.
It's very situational. That's why I say that. Now, Earl, let's take you and I again. We're walking down the sidewalk. Two cars hit each other. There's some injuries going on in this situation. Now, again, between the two of us, one of us may have empathy and one of us may have compassion. But because the power of the impact, the crash, we both jump in head feet for whatever the suffering is. So I think we both feel compassion about it. Empathy is not applied in this situation, I don't think.
You're
Could
not
be.
feeling their pain.
Correct.
Jay, in this situation, when you talk about the impact of a car crash, I mean it's an accident. An accident is an accident. All right. We don't want to get involved in that, but we do want to check. If you say there are injuries, we do what's best for the people and assess the situation. Call 911 and get the proper help to them. And once they arrive, we move on our merry way. All right. That to me is a little bit of a definition of compassion. I mean, you could argue that one if you want. That's the first thing that's coming to my head. But when
I
you
think it's
see,
compassion. I do. Yes.
yes.
Mhm.
Now, going back to the other scenario, when you see a guy laying on the street and he's got issues, I mean it's very unfortunate, and you can only be compassionate to a certain level. Because once again, I said, we have to defend ourselves on that because you don't know what this guy's been through. I mean, do we try to offer a little bit of hope? I mean, maybe a place that will take him in, maybe he can rehab whatever it is he's going through. I'm going to say it's possible. Uh, that's a hard one to swallow in my book. Um, Would I give the guy $1 if I had the opportunity and I was well off? Maybe I would give the guy $1.
I
But
would
like
give
I
him
said,
10.
uh,
I said I would give him 10 in a minute.
uh, uh, Christine, see, that's on you. Yeah, I mean, everybody's different on that one.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, everybody is different on that one. Now, if I was well off, would I try to get this guy in a better direction and just try to have a conversation with him and see what I can refer him to? Yes. Would I take him in my own place? No. That's my spiel.
I'm not taking homeless people in. Okay, we're not
No,
doing
yeah,
that.
right.
But
Exactly.
see, I'm still confused because like depending on the person, like let's say I was homeless at one point in time and you know, I feel like I'd have more empathy towards that person. Whereas if you've never been homeless, it might come out as more compassion.
Hmm.
I don't know.
A shared feeling. I go back to the definition of a shared feeling. I think you may have just hit that right on the head, Christine, at that point. You have to have something mutually invested in that situation to be able to say this is a shared feeling.
Right.
Uh,
For empathy, you mean, right?
Yeah, yeah, because you
Yeah.
both the other person and yourself have that commonality between the two of you.
Right.
Empathy is a tough word. Uh, I, I suspect that not only have I talked about it wrong, but probably 98% of the people in the world probably have talked wrong with this word and the actual meaning behind it.
Well, I think we just
Because,
lump them together, compassion and empathy.
yes, because most of us feel that it's one.
I just thought of two scenarios that kind of helped me define this. First one is from Rotary. Um, Most of you know I've been a Rotarian longer than anything else, pretty much, including married. But in 1985, Rotary decided, or they were looking for something where they could have an impact. It's something that could be done. And they chose polio because there's a vaccine for it. It wasn't widespread in third world countries where the vaccine was given. So, and they teamed up with the Bill and Belinda Gates Foundation and matching money and so forth. So I think they developed a compassion for people with polio because I don't personally know anyone who ever had polio. I know I've talked to people whose ancestors did, but we've had the vaccine since what 1955 or so. The other example is my family. My wife is a type 2 diabetic. My grandson is a type 1. They have very similar equipment, similar needs, and so forth. So she has empathy for him. I have compassion for them both.
Whoa, there you go. There you go. That right there probably is the best example.
For
And
sure.
that to me makes sense what you just said. You love them both. You have not experienced their pain, but they have
Right.
empathy between one another, but you have compassion for them both.
Yeah.
Interesting. Good. Well said. Wow. Folks, I think it's easy to see. We uh we came across a mudger fudger. I don't know how else to say it. Mudger fudger. It definitely was a good one. Empathy versus compassion is a real mudger fudger. So we got some definitions, some clarity. I have to apologize for all the times that I've used the word empathy in the wrong context because I had no freaking clue what it really meant. But it's kind of cool that we can pull ourselves in on a daily basis, listen to that calm. Within that, we listen to Jay Shetty, and he really provokes thought. And I think meaning behind provoking thought or the statement provoking thought is for us to start paying attention a little bit more so. And it brings awareness. And self-awareness is a big thing. Very underutilized, in my opinion, in all of us. In all of us. But this is kind of a cool way to learn, and we enjoy exploring it on a daily basis. Please come and join us on every morning.
Hey, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Have a good day.
Deuces.
Peace.